If you can't break the floor, that's how you know you did it right. Hey everyone, this is Syntax, and today I'm going to be going over the best settings to have for your box fights maps. If you're trying to make one and you don't know exactly how to set up the settings, this video should be for you. Anyway, this video should be short, so yeah, let's just get right into it. First settings I'm going to be going over is under the My Island game tab. So for these, you want to just make sure most of these match. Obviously, the things like rounds and round time can vary depending on how you want your box fights to play, but yeah, let's get into it. I have voice chat all and teams free for all, so that spawning on spawn pads is completely random, so there's no actual team size. Total rounds I have set to 5, but again, you can have however many rounds you want. The important thing is that your spawn limit is 1, and after last spawn, you want to go to spectator. Heading to the next section, you got team rotation disabled, end game on match point when set to no. This doesn't really matter. Time limit, I don't have any time limit because I have a moving storm, so obviously they're going to die to the storm either way. Fastest time to win disabled, all teams must finish no. Win condition, I don't know why I was on most rounds wins. I have it most score wins, but that's because there's a scoring system. You get points for elims, but you can have this set to whatever you want for your box fights. The important thing out of these 6 things here is that last standing ends game is turned on, so that way when everyone's dead, the game just ends right away. Join in progress, you want them to spectate. Make sure the spawn location is the spawn pads. Respawn type is individual. Post-game spawn location is the island start, so when I spawn in this theater area here, they're going to spawn back in here. Keep player-built structures between rounds. Make sure that is turned off, and allow out of bounds is also turned off. You want to obviously allow spectating other teams. Yes, and elimination score, you can set that to whatever you want because, I mean, how many points do you want to give players for eliminating people? So the first 6 things are aesthetics, doesn't really matter. And starting health and starting shields, you want to have this 100%, 100, 100%, 100, unless your box fights is like weird and you have a ton of health and a ton of shield. But yeah, now into the more important stuff. Infinite ammo off, obviously infinite resources off. Max building 500. If you want to have a different style box fights where it's like 999, feel free, but typically box fights are just 500. Harvest style doesn't matter because we're not going to actually be breaking anything. Make sure allow building is set to all, allow edit is set to default. Now these are the most important settings right here. Building can destroy environment, set that to no. Environment damage, turn that off. And structure damage, make sure that's only on enemy and self-built. This means any builds can be destroyed, but you can't destroy any of the environment, and you can't destroy anything that was not built by a player. Weapon destruction, obviously 100%, and pickaxe destruction default. You want allow item drop to be turned to yes, and allow item pickup to be turned to yes, so you can pick up other players' loot when you eliminate them. Respawn time doesn't matter because there is no respawning. I don't have fall damage, but it's only too high, so it doesn't really matter if you have this turned on. I have glider redeploy turned off because you can't really fly in a box fight, so that makes sense. And I have health granted on elim. You can also grant wood or whatever materials you're using, but I just have this set to 50. If you feel like granting them wood, you can turn that to whatever you want, but it doesn't really matter. Again, it's how your map wants to play. Player names locations, I obviously have the team only, but there is no team, so you can't see it anyway. Allow manual respawning, have that set to no because that's super important. Now, I only have the wood resource shown, and I don't have any others because you can't actually gain any of these materials, so I figured that would make most sense. And maximum equipment slots, you can have this whatever you want. Maybe you want them to only have 3 things, so set it to 3, but I just have this set to don't override. Now, under UI, the only thing that's really important to me is the scoreboard win condition because I have this set to score, and I have the tiebreaker set to eliminations. I just want this to be score because you get score from winning rounds and killing people, so I figured it would just be the best to have that. Everything else is on you, what you want to set up. That is completely up to you. Anyway, if you have the settings set up how I have them set up, you shouldn't be able to break any of the environment. As you can see, I'm hitting things and none of this is breaking, but if I build a wall, obviously I can break it, obviously I can edit it, do whatever I want. Again, shooting it, that won't deal any damage to the outside box fights, but if there's other players building things, you can in fact destroy all their stuff. So yeah, just make the settings exactly how I made them, and you should have a perfectly good working box fights. Anyway guys, those are the best settings to have for your box fights map. I hope this video helped you out, and yeah, this has been Syntax. Later.